Hello everyone and welcome to another video. I'm doing a part 4 series of the book Superhuman, the last one that there will be. And today, please stay in for the ride because I will be talking about a lot of interesting content. For example, I'll be discussing stem cells, natural killer cells, virgin blood, and even our ability to look good, right? How can we affect our skin in a good way to produce collagen and to actually look good even when we're older. And so this is going to be the topic for today. And so let's start with stem cells. Dave Asprey actually did something called a full stem cell makeover, where he used these things called exosomes to make this, and he re-injected them into his body and how he healed his injuries and all that. You can read his book for more information. But exosomes are essentially the active ingredients in stem cells that make them younger. Essentially, they're the active part that actually do the job of the stem cells. And he talked about a lot of ways. He said you don't actually have to get a stem cell makeover or inject stem cells into your body, but you can do it naturally via a lot of interesting ways. For example, a long fast or a short-term caloric restriction actually is good for stem cell, to have more stem cells for stem cell production. The other thing is PPAR agonists like sesamin and fish oil, so things that work through the PPAR pathway. Essentially, sesamin and fish oil are good as well for enhancing stem cell production. The next one is cutting sugar, or essentially not eating a very inflammatory type of diet, because inflammation, of course, is not good. Lifting heavy weights actually helps with stem cell production as well. Turmeric supplements, so curcumin, all of those things. Resveratrol or pterostilbene, which is even more powerful than resveratrol. Then you can take vitamin D3, vitamin C, green tea extract, and even do exercise like taichi, like very restorative exercise like taichi, and of course getting good sleep. So there's a lot of ways that he writes in the book that you can actually naturally enhance your stem cells. For natural killer cells, these are cells that actually do a very good job at preventing cancer. And he talks about it in his book that they're kind of like the first line of defense against cancer before it gets too late to spread throughout your entire body. So we have to enhance their production. We have to have more of these NK, natural killer cells. NK stands for natural killer cells, and these are cells which make up your immune system. And so some ways to, and these guys make a compound called perforin or perforin. I don't know how to say it, but I don't think it matters. The key is that it lowers cancer risk. And for specific type of cancer, I'm not sure, but maybe he talks about it in the book. But I think in general, it prevents cells from spreading. So it's kind of a first line of defense, immune defense, specifically against cancer. And the ways to enhance their production are to reduce stress. Again, stress, not a good thing if you're planning to live longer. He writes in his book, this is one reason. Another thing is evergreen trees. There are these pyramidal trees, right? And they release these things called phytoncides, and they also help the production of natural killer cells, or prevent their destruction. Read about his book, but essentially they allow your body to have more of these natural killer cells. Using cypress oil, which comes from the evergreen plants or trees, also helps with NK cell production. So there's this very simple approach that you can enhance it without actually doing anything difficult, such as just simply reducing your stress level and going out to nature, right? Now, virgin blood is the next concept. So we can literally take this blood from younger people and inject it into older people to make them younger. He discusses it in his book Superhuman. Again, you can read it for more information. But essentially how this works is younger blood has these compounds or molecules which make you younger. Specifically talks about this thing called Klotho, and this is found in younger blood, and he showed that it tends to increase cognition and prefrontal brain volume, slow kidney disease, reduce risk of heart failure, and help live longer. Essentially, this molecule that's found in younger blood. And again, he writes ways you can increase it in a natural way or using supplements. So again, limiting stress. Again, if you want to have younger blood, if you want to enhance your natural killer cell production, reducing stress level is super important. Exercise, vitamin D2, vitamin K2, I can't just say vitamin D3, vitamin K2, vitamin A, controlling blood pressure, maintaining hormonal levels, and taking a boron supplement also helps, like fructoborate or a good boron type of supplement also helps, right? And for maintaining hormonal levels, I think I wrote in a previous lecture that talked a bit about hormones, so you can look at that lesson for ways to maintain hormonal levels. But having good supplements, maintaining hormone levels, and a boron supplement are all good ways to have to have this Klotho compound found in younger blood, as well as reducing stress levels. Now we'll talk about skin and just looking good. And again, this is not tied to longevity, but if you work to live a long time, you do want to look good. And so these are some ways that you can do that. Copper peptides are one. You can get like a skin serum which has this copper peptides and apply it to your skin, which impacts collagen synthesis and lowers grayness as well, so it gives color to your hair. I think there's a tea you can do, like Hishu Wu. I think I mentioned it in the show notes. I mean, in the description in a couple of videos ago, also about Superhuman, that you can also avoid grayness if that's what you're interested in. You can take collagen, of course. Specifically, collagen is really good for you. It works synergistically with vitamin C. Vitamin C actually enhances collagen production. And then the glycine in collagen also increases stomach acid, so you get better digestion. And it also calms you down so that you can get a better night's sleep. So collagen is really, really good for many reasons. For skin, of course, right? For joint, for connective tissue, for having good skin, elasticity, all that. But it's also good for digestion as well as for getting restorative sleep. So definitely have a collagen supplement. It's very good for you. Taking a cold shower is great for skin. It raises glutathione and superoxidase dismutase levels, which are both antioxidants that fight free radicals. But for skin, it increases collagen levels and also cardiolipin in the mitochondria, which enhances energy and circulation. So cold showers not only enhance collagen, but also are great for antioxidant production, to fight off those free radicals and to boost your mitochondrial functioning, to have more energy during the day, especially if taken during the morning. After a good Wim Hof session. Now, retinol or bakuchiol tea lowers fine wrinkles and promotes skin turnover, so it also raises collagen level. Methylene blue is great as well. It enhances cognition, it increases connective tissue, and it's actually pretty cheap as well because you can get it from a dropper bottle for like $20, food grade or medical grade. So you can just put a few drops in the bottle, can last you. A $20 bottle can last you a very long time. So it's like a cheaper alternative to having good skin. So methylene blue, research it if you want something cheaper. You can also do laser facials or red infrared light, as we discussed, as I wrote in a description a couple of videos ago. And then melanin, which you can enhance via sunlight or mechanical vibration, as well as having a lot of polyphenols like coffee, tea, dark chocolate, and eating these dark leaf, greeny cruciferous vegetables. I think about cruciferous vegetables, for example. If you're eating kale, make sure to remove all the oxalates and all of the anti-nutrients via ways that I discussed. But I think steaming them is definitely a good way. And for kale, Dave Asprey mentions that dinosaur kale is the best type of kale you can eat because it has the least amount of heavy metals like thallium, for example. And if you steam it, you reduce the thallium even more. So eating dark green leafy vegetables, and make sure they're well prepared. Is definitely a good idea. Now for gray hair, it's the next topic, so it comes together with looking good. There's this compound called catalase, which is an enzyme that breaks down hydrogen peroxide to oxygen and water. And low catalase actually implies high hydrogen peroxide, so they're inversely proportional because catalase breaks it down. So if you have a low of the enzyme, you're going to have more of the hydrogen peroxide. And hydrogen peroxide damages melanocytes, which are these cells that give you hair color. So if you have decreased or damaged melanocytes, that can cause grayness as well of the hair. So you can take catalase or antioxidant supplements like ashwagandha, saw palmetto, curcumin, vitamin E, broccoli, cucumbers, radish, celery, and even a glutathione supplement. And all of these are great kind of antioxidants, and they have a lot of this, like, vitamin E, and they're good antioxidants, and they have catalase or other antioxidants which are going to ensure that you're going to keep the HCO2 or hydrogen peroxide levels in check to ensure that you don't damage your melanocytes, and so that leads to that will allow you to have better hair color longer throughout life if you eat these types of catalase-rich foods. And then for hair regrowth, right? This is another topic that he discusses. So this is ways to enhance hair growth and prevent like baldness, for example. So you can do high DHT, for example, leads to less hair follicles. There's this compound called DHT, some ways, again, low stress reduce the T3 R3 ratio. So hormonal balance is very important for having for hair growth, and low stress inhibits it, as we already discussed. So again, reducing stress levels is extremely important, not only for longevity but also for looking good and for hair function, to prevent baldness as well. Which you probably know stress can lead to baldness. So another reason why you don't want to be stressed. Eating a herb called danshen, which is an Ayurvedic herb which regrows hair, and it's good for heart health and mitochondrial health. So not only it's good for hair growth, it also slashes one of the 4 killers, like cardiovascular disease. As well as it's good to have a lot of energy. So danshen, you can research that. As well as a rechargeable head massager is also good. He mentions in his book, you can read a bit more about it. But getting like a 4 balls kind of head massager as well. And the last topic is called Hack Your Longevity Like a Russian. And this is really cool because he discusses a lot here. Things like bioregulator peptides, even 2 healing peptides. And then he talks about others like low dose heroin, and even carbon-60, which is available now. It's carbon-60 plus, as this molecule which has been shown in 2012 study to increase human lifespan, to increase rats' lifespan, so not humans but in rats, by 90%. Wow. And now carbon-60 plus is actually available for humans, and you only have to take like 1 or 2 teaspoons or a very small amount. I think it's tablespoons actually of this thing per day, and that's been shown to reduce oxidative stress and fight free radicals, and really promotes lifespan. So these you can see this under Hack Your Longevity Like a Russian in the description. These things are more like experimental things. So unlike the previous things, which I think can work for the general population, for everybody, these things are more for you to experiment with and see what works for you. I'm not recommending any of these ones, as much as I'm recommending everything else I've discussed, like reducing stress, danshen, Ayurvedic herb for hair growth, or things like taking a cold shower for glutathione, collagen, all of that, copper peptides, having a good hormonal level, and taking a boron supplement for Klotho production, virgin blood, visiting nature for evergreen trees to enhance natural killer cells production, and all the other things that I mentioned naturally to enhance stem cells. I highly recommend all of those. I think those are amazing, and you can do it from the get-go. But these experimental things are more like testing it and seeing what works. Probably carbon-60 plus is a nice one to try. He talks a lot about it in his book Superhuman, but you can give this a read. Alright, so please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Hopefully you found that video useful. It was a lot of content about stem cells and natural killer cells to prevent cancer, looking good, enhancing collagen production, reducing grayness, enhancing hair growth, and even experimental things which you can try out with to enhance your longevity. So hopefully you enjoyed this last part of Superhuman. Do pick up the book if you haven't done so. It's a good read, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Please let me know in the comment section what you'd like me to discuss. I just bought the book called Boundless by Ben Greenfield, and it's a very long book and I'm really enjoying it. But let me know if there's anything that you guys want me to do, any videos, anything that you're interested in. And without further ado, I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, all the best, and enjoy the sunshine.